All right, I guess third time's the charm here. Welcome to my welcome to my channel here. If you guys don't already know, what we're doing here is we're doing a live beat breakdown of the Pi'erre Bourne beat that I made this week. If you don't know already, you can vote on my Instagram every week, Thursdays. And I start that like 6 in the morning Pacific time all the way through the next morning. So make sure you get your votes in. Follow me on Instagram. Do everything that you got to do to like get your vote in, get your friends to vote for your favorite beat, and then I can break it down for you. Basically, what this channel is, if you don't already know, I'm just going to be like I post type beats every week, like three type beats, and then I let people vote, and then if they want to see a specific type of beat, I break it down, and we go from there. So the main thing that I'm doing this week is I'm going to be breaking down how I made this Pi'erre Bourne Type Beat. It's a tutorial as well as it is a beat breakdown. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And yeah, so the first thing that I did here is I like worked on this arpeggio right here. So this arpeggio is an Omnisphere plugin. Let that load up real quick. I'll kind of go into the sound design of this. So I call this arpeggio Nintendo Nostalgia. This is one of my custom ones that you can buy in my Omnisphere pack. I'll make sure that I link that in the description of this video. So this is a specific sound that I made using the Casio sample and then the Oasis bells. And then with the ARP, I think it was pretty standard, and I think I just dragged it out like this. Uh, use these different effects, so like a distortion, reverb, echo, and EQ. Didn't put anything on the specific bands, and then yeah, that's just basically what this is. It's just cool little ARP, you know. So I'll play that. I'll play it all the way through here. Oh, my bad. So yeah, that's the ARP. That's the arpeggio right there. I got right into basically a pad here to layer over the top. And now what I did for that, I mean, the arpeggio follows the same chord structure. So this is, I think this is A sharp minor, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and so it's A, C, and E. Then it goes down to G. Yeah, so A sharp minor. So then we go to, I think this is the sixth chord. I know, G, B, D. And we go F, A, C. See? Back to G, B, D. So C in this case is actually B because it's B sharp, but there is no sharp key for that, so you just go to C. Um, yeah, this is, I believe this is just following a 1-7-6-7. So it's a little bit of a unique pattern, but with the arpeggio plays off of that, so together we got this melody. Mhm. Okay, yeah, so that's really all I did for the melody. Oh, wait, I should probably go into, since I described the other one, this is what I did for the pad. I'm not sure if this is a stock or, this is part of my next pack that I will be releasing soon. Call this the delay pad. It's just a sine, the guitar harmonic, and then basically it looks like a sawtooth wave a little bit, but it's its own thing. It's just a synth. Um, then I've got like this inner space effect on it. It's basically like an EQ with just a little bit of different stuff on it. Got a chorus effect on it, reverb, and then a compressor. Didn't put anything else on that, and obviously no ARP. But that's this sound. I will be making this next pack here after I release a couple more beats. Get right on that for you guys. Any of you producers are out there, I do have my Omnisphere pack for sale. If you want to if you like my presets, then let me know. Then let's get into the drums now, right? Like this is a little bit of the fun part of the beat right here. So all together, the drums sound like this. Yeah, so with that, basically what I want to do is I'll break down the hi-hats first because those are the most exciting thing to me. Uh, so we'll go in here. So like as you can see, I did that like that same technique that I said last week, the like with the hi-hats on the velocity. And then this time I put a little less attack on it just to give it that extra. So it's like a short like exclamation point on the end of your little hi-hat there, and then I did the rolls that I normally do. And I just copied it for the 4 bars, so I'll just play it through one time. But basically, I just had one roll here and one roll there, and I think this one is a sixth roll, so it's a 6-beat roll. So zoom in on that. Yep, it's a 6-beat roll, and I think this is a half step roll. So just like it's pretty similar in pattern. So like versus it's pretty like close to the rhythms, but really like I just made sure that there was a little bit of a roll so it didn't stay the same because you can't just beat somebody over the head with the can't hold them hostage with the hi-hats, you know. You gotta have something a little bit more exciting than just keep it simple. Um and hearing the same sound over and over and over again, sometimes it just sounds like a oven stove, you know. Now I'll go into the open hats that play off of that. So with this, and like I do in most of my beats, I kind of had the breakdown for the first part of the hook where I didn't have the open hats and then slowly brought it back in. I think it's just like every last note of the second bar. Yeah, last quarter note of the second bar is how I put that in. Then I'll go to the snares and the claps. So nothing really over the top complicated. So with my claps, it's just the standard like hitting on the offbeat just to make sure that it bounces right. And then I had the snare here really to just kind of add a little bit of an accent to it. So it's like hits on like after the claps. So let's see here. Let's get that. Just so it wasn't staying the same with the rhythm on that. And like I said, I did do it for just the second half of the hook. Then we go into the kicks. Like nothing too complicated. Just hitting on the right beats that I felt matched the best with Pi'erre Bourne. So it's like with Pi'erre Bourne, he kind of like has a bouncier type of feel to things, and like same with the hi hats, it's all like kind of happy, really happy melody, like you saw before. It's pretty happy melody, and then you just get the bounce with the drums. And I layered the 808s with the kick to keep that same bounce. So So do the 808s themselves, and then listen how the kick gives them that pop. Yeah, like that. And I'll go into this here. I basically, like I normally do, I followed the same structure as I normally would, but I think I had to see. This was in the key of G, so I couldn't like really like these notes don't really match what they are because of how this had to be tuned. So I had to move this around just to fit the pitch, which was right for my ear. But basically, it's still like in my ear. I think it follows. It still follows the same kind of like sound to me as the lead and the or the pad and the arpeggio. But all together, once again, here's what the drums sound like and how they like play off of each other at the end. And that's basically the drums for this. And you can tell like how all together it sounds like this. Yeah, so that's basically how that all sounds together. In terms of the beat, that's just how it's structured. And I went through and I did my classic 24 bars after the 16 with the lead up. And I just think I just cut out the arpeggio for some parts and then cut out the pad for other parts. But like I said, as a producer for yourself, you'll kind of like find out what you like to like have missing or not. A lot of like people like Metro Boomin, he'll constantly gross beat the middle part for the verse as opposed to like doing that for the hook. So it sounds like bright for the hook, then it sounds dark as you get into the verse. I didn't really choose to do that with this one. I felt that like to keep it as a Pi'erre Bourne beat instead of a Metro Boomin beat, I wanted it to just really be bright through all the way out, And yeah, just keeping that same structure and like leaving parts empty like that really creates the space for the artist. Like I've like really tried to drive home over the last couple of weeks. You really need to like leave enough space for them because if they don't have the space, then how are they gonna make a song, right? Um, yeah. So let's see. Going into the mix of this, right? Let me go here. I don't know what I added. Let's see. I think I was pretty simple. I think I just wanted to like have the kick. So I wanted the kick to hit, so I made sure I cleaned up like the EQ at the heaviest bass point where like it would just really like hit in the ear, like loud and hard on the attack. And the soft clipper just to round it off to make sure it wasn't actually clipping, but made it still have that kind of sauce like it was. Um, then the hi-hat, I think I took some of the top off because it was like still like a little bit conflicting on the noise because it was just a little bit too loud at some parts, I felt like especially in the top end. Oh no, this is with the open hat. Yeah, with the open hat. With the open hat, I thought that it was a little too harsh on the top end with its like hiss. I thought that the hiss was just a little bit too sharp and it wasn't gonna really like sit well in the mix. So I had to put it in the background by putting a little filter on it, just like that, nothing too crazy. With the open or with the hi-hats, still took a little bit out so it wouldn't clash. And then I didn't really take any of the top off for it. Just wanted it to, rest in the mix while. And then with the 808s, really turned up that bass to just make it knock, and then took off the treble end so it wouldn't conflict with anything else. Then obviously my tags there, and I have my mastering stuff like that. And if you guys are ever interested in presets, just please let me know. Reach out to me. Pretty accessible if you, as long as you hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, but like for this week, wasn't an overly complicated beat. Hopefully this kind of helps you. If you have any questions about how to make certain type beats for certain artists, leave them in the comments. Tell me what you guys want to see. You know, this is really all for you who are producers out there to see, or if you're just interested in like what I'm doing. If you want to look at what I'm doing and it's like, oh, this is exciting for me. I don't know how to produce, but it's cool to see the other side of it. You know, leave your comments too. Just let me know what you guys really want to see for the coming videos. If there's like, or if you want to hear any certain type of beats, they're all going to be out there. So it's like I make all kinds of crazy stuff. If there's something I haven't tried yet that you want to see, I will give it a go. I will do my best. But yeah, we'll let it bang one more time and then let's get out of here, guys. All right. Oh, it just reminded me that there is something that I wanted to talk about because I used a sample drum here as opposed to like playing it in like with flex. I wanted to talk about this. Make sure you edit your envelope. This envelope right here, like this exact way, you really, really need to do this. And this is because if you like let it like bleed out, it's just not gonna like hit the way that you want it to hit with a sample because it'll just go through the extents of the note and you won't be able, it'll clash on sounds constantly. So make sure this is like making sure that it holds for the entire time that you're holding the note. Just make sure it doesn't do any of the other stuff before, like, so as soon as you interface with it, it goes, and then as soon as you let up, it's gone. So that's basically all that does, and you need to do that. If you're working in an FL Studio, you're using a sample one instead of one from a like Omnisphere pack or like the synth bass or anything like that. You make sure you're just cutting that off as soon as you can. Uh, because that just like with a lot of these samples, they're made to be extended out for this way. This is how they're packaged together. You need to be able to do that. Uh, yeah, that's my last little piece. So glad you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I do take all your comments into account. You guys were telling me about my stream last time. I upped the stream quality. I was able to figure that out. Did take me a little bit today. I was delayed 15 minutes, but you know, I had to do it for you guys. So grateful for you guys.